All right, the Committee on Parole is called to order. Today is Thursday, March 30th, 9:58 a.m. My name is Freddie Kelsey. Along with me is Ms. Cheryl Knotson. Our representative will be your panel. Staff and support seat at DOC headquarters in Baton Rouge. Our remote location is Madison Parish Prison with staff and support at Madison. Please introduce yourself. Staff and support. Is staff in the room with you?
Yeah,
Tell them to introduce themselves.
staff and
Hey, hold on 1 second.
Just introduce yourself, staff and support, whoever's there.
Let's get it.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, staff and support, please introduce yourself.
Lieutenant Klein.
All right, Lieutenant, thank you for being here. All right, we're ready for our first case. Please introduce yourself, state your name and DOC number for the record.
Alfred Simmons, 373240.
All right, Alfred, you heard the introduction. We're here for a parole interview. We're going to ask you some questions. You can respond. At the end, you can make a statement. We'll take a vote. You understand the process?
Yes, sir.
All right, Alfred Simmons, DOC number 373240, a fifth class
Yes.
offender, parole eligibility date 3/18/2020, not eligible for good time, full term 3/18/2035, a 20-year sentence. And looks like you were denied. Possession of cocaine, possession of marijuana, second offense, possession of cocaine, fourth offense. Does that sound correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, would you answer Ms. Renata's questions, please?
Mr. Simmons, this is a rehearing. You were seen in October of 2020, that's right?
Yes, ma'am.
I was on that panel. And you were denied because you had gotten a write-up a few months prior to that hearing.
Yes, ma'am.
And so tell us what's been going on since then. Have you gotten any additional write-ups?
No, ma'am. I've been over a year and probably about 7 months, 7 to 8 months like that.
Have you been able to take any programs?
Well, I got living in balance. That's one I have gotten back in I think it was 2014.
And how long you been in jail?
I've been incarcerated for 8 years now.
So living in balance is during this period of incarceration.
No, it was because my last conviction and this conviction was ran in concurrent now.
Okay. What did you learn out of that program?
In that program, learn how to control my behavior, my stress toll, but I don't know the exact steps that they give you living in balance, but they just taught me how to maintain and control the way I carry myself, deal with things, my livelihood.
So, yeah, I see, as we indicated, you're a fifth offender. You have your your felony convictions date back to 1995. Aggravated burglary, armed robberies, burglary, possession of cocaine, possession of marijuana and cocaine, and then, of course, this offense that you're here for today. You know, you don't have a really good history. What have you given any thought on how you're going to spend the rest of your life, or you prefer to stay in the jail?
Yes, ma'am. Back then, I was 18 years old. I was incarcerated for the first time when I was 18 years old on those armed robbery charges. And I went to trial, and it was a hung jury now. And during that time, I was sentenced to 5 years, and I came home 21. That's when I became a man, pretty much. And not to kind of recap back in that time, but I was immature at that time. I was just growing and learning life, and I came home and realized I had responsibilities to uphold. And that era never came back. But it took a while for me to because I'm from New Orleans, and it's a lot of things that take place there. I fight with it each and every day, man. But since I've been incarcerated on this juice for the 8 years I've been locked up, I taught myself a lot of things from the books that I gathered along the way. And right before I come to jail, I was in a school, Premier Barber School off Gentilly, trying to get my barber's license so I can, provide for my family. And
So whenever you're released, whenever that might be, where are you gonna go? Back to New Orleans?
no, ma'am. My mom, we have 2 acres of land in Slidell, and our aunt's giving me an acre of land where I can start and getting a new life for myself. So I have property, man.
How are you gonna support yourself?
By getting a job, I have a brother with his own company, Ain't Maintenance. I have family support, strong family support, man. That'll help me get back into in commuting. I have a GED.
How you gonna stay off drugs?
By alleviating myself from those areas, not being associating with the old crowds. I have a daughter. She's 23 years old. She hasn't seen me 8 years since I've been incarcerated, and I just plan to be around people that have love for me. That have family support.
Yeah, all those people were there before.
Now,
All those people that loved you were there before, but you ended up in jail. So what's different?
the environment that I was in at the time, it wasn't a good environment, man.
And what about your choices?
Now,
Your choices. That have
better
any,
choices. That's what I've been studying on right now, making better choices in prison.
so there, how long have you been? Let's see, you've been at Madison since
6
2008.
years.
So what kind of program opportunities do they have there for you?
Available. It's no programs to really get involved in now.
Are any vocational programs there? They used to have a good welding program.
No, there's no welding program here, man. I got oil rig certification, floor hand certification. I have galley hand certification, forklift certification, man.
Where'd you get all that?
Because when I was free back in 07, 06, I went to Montclair out there in Lafayette, and I got the floor hand certification and forklifting certification.
Why do you think we ought to vote favorably for you? Considering your record, you failed probation and supervision, you didn't do well at least twice. You got drug convictions. Tell us, why do you think we ought to vote for you?
I'm 46 right now, man, and drugs is the last thing on my mind. The only thing that's ever been on my mind is reuniting with my family and living a normal life. Living a life, and since I've been incarcerated, I went through a lot. To maintain a good discipline record at this institution is virtually impossible. But I found peace with God. I read my word. I try to help people along the way. Even if it's so much not material things, just encouraging word, man.
Do you know the address of the residence where you plan to live?
Offhand, 1559 Cherry Street, Slidell, Louisiana.
Who lives at 522 Beechwood?
That's my aunt. She have her own house in 2433 R Street.
Well, but somebody submitted 522 Beechwood Street in Slidell.
That's the address that I was once staying at when I got incarcerated.
But you're not going back there.
No, ma'am. That house is not even available. That apartment is not even available. That's apartment.
No. Are you restrained right now?
Yes, ma'am.
Just I thought so. What do you think about work release?
I feel like it's a start. Something I've been in this place 8 years.
Yeah, I know, and I want to try to help you. I'm concerned about your record. You're a fifth offender. You got the drug problems, but I'm thinking that maybe a work release situation might be helpful for you. We'll see how you do. If you do well in it, then you can parole out to Slidell. What do you think? That's what I'm thinking. I don't have any other questions. Lieutenant Klein, is there anything that you can add about Mr. Simmons?
Yes, ma'am.
Anything you can tell us? Is
Ma'am?
there anything you can tell us? Do you know him?
No, I really don't know too much about him. He's not, that's why I know he's not a problem inmate, because I never, hear anything about him. But I did get a few kites from him a couple of times about getting in classes here. But because we're just getting the classes started back, it's a really slow process. But he's tried to get in Celebrate Recovery. He's tried to get in reentry, but we just haven't been able to get him in yet.
Okay, well, it's good to know he's reaching out and asking for it. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Right, would you like to make a statement on your behalf, Alfred?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, sir. Like I say,
Go, Alfred. I'm asking Alfred now. Thank you for your comment, Lieutenant.
Oh, okay.
Alfred, would you like to make a statement on your behalf, Mr. Simmons?
Yes, sir. Well, I can't speak much about my past, because I made numerous of mistakes, and I always find myself, trying to rectify them and fix them. Nobody told me how to live, in this world. I just live in an environment what you become a product of your environment. My mom, all our life she's been trying to move us out of a certain environment that'll bring us down, bring the kids down. I grew up with 3 brothers and 3 sisters. I'm the middle child. I had to help feed the house. At 7 years old, I was cutting grass, making money for my family. Lights was off most of the time. Water was off. We just lived in a hard spot growing up. And as I got older, my parents taught me how to, share everything. So that's what we did. When you don't got nothing, you do what you got to do to provide for your kids. And I watched my mama, go hungry like that. And it just was hard. But as I got older, I just felt like I had to, take care of my people because they're getting older, and so I picked up knowledge. I quit school at 11 years old, 11th grade. But I found that somewhere down the road to acquire a GED, I seen how it was valuable, to acquire that. So I did what I had to do to get it, despite the environment that I was in. It's hard to get a GED in prison. I don't know if y'all understand that, but it's hard. It's very hard. And I was able to get that in like 7, 8 months because I was determined to change my life. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Okay. All right. Well, good. Thank you for your comments. Appreciate your comment.
Thank
Now, vote, Ms. Renata.
Yes, Mr. Simmons, I enjoyed talking to you this morning. I'm glad to hear what the lieutenant said. I'm willing to give you a chance. The last time I saw you, we asked you to stay right up free. You've done that. My vote would be to grant you, but after you complete, I want you to complete before you get out of there, or before you get out of jail. I want you to complete the pre-release program. I know you've tried to get into it, but we're going to see that you get it before you get out. And then I want you to participate in the work release program on a long-term basis,
Okay.
up to 9 months. It depends on how soon we can get you the 100 hours. You have a low risk score. You haven't had any additional write-ups since your last hearing. I'd add special conditions. Once you do get out, finish the work release and get out, you'll have a curfew. And then I want you to attend AA, either AA or Celebrate Recovery on a regular basis for the entire duration of your supervision. It's a long time. Good luck.
All right, Mr. Roche.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning, Mr. Simmons. How are you?
How you doing, sir?
I sat on your panel last time, and I too acknowledge that you've had no disciplinary write-ups since that hearing. And I agree with the reasons and conditions before and after your release as Mrs. Renaza. And I vote to conditionally grant upon completion of that pre-release program and a transitional work program. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
All right, two votes to grant. Also, I'm going to vote to grant your parole. The transitional work program, you'll complete pre-release first, and you go to transitional work program. When you get through, you have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. You'll attend NAA 2 times a week. Does that sound correct? Sound okay? You handle that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank
Votes to grant. Here's your opportunity. Good luck to you.
you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wanted to check something. Mr. Renata said, "Are you restrained?" And it looks like his hands are cuffed behind his back the way that he's standing. And we've never seen that at this. I don't think we've ever seen that for a parole hearing, and I don't think we've ever seen that at this facility. We've seen a bunch of hearings. Let me just see. At the beginning, I thought I saw him using his hands. Okay, I'm just curious. Just bear with me here. Oh, maybe that's her hands. Got it. Okay. I wonder why they have him cuffed. I don't think we've ever seen that at this facility. And also behind your back, that just doesn't. Why? I mean, in jail they do the cuffing, but that's like a jail protocol thing, not in prison. And we've never seen it. I don't know. It's not like he's under extra protective status or something, right? Anyways, so it's interesting that they said, okay, now just finish these programs and do work release. But where he's at, they're not doing programs. They're still getting it started since COVID because, yeah, of course it would take like months and months and months to start a program. I mean, it's rocket science, right? Gosh, nothing like gets on my nerves more than slow-moving bureaucracy wherever it's from, whether it's a large corporate 500 company or anything. I can't stand it. I can't stand when things move slowly unnecessarily. And in this case, it's like all the other prisons started the programs up. Like, what about what's going on? It's taking you months and months and months to do it. And I bet you if you'd have to figure it out, it's where the bottom line dollar is. Like there's probably somewhere in this facility that it's not privatized, it's not, there's revenue is not being driven through these programs. There's something about there, if I had to guess. But again, it's like they said, okay, we'll finish this. What was it? Pre-release and then do your work release. And it's like, but they don't have it. Like, what if he's here for another year to like get him into a program? It's just ridiculous. Outside of that, it's just like we really don't have that much information. But I'm rooting for him, and hopefully he's successful, and we don't see him back here. With that, I'll let you go.